the first one. So what was your first impression when you were reading the script of the second movie?
Oh.
I was pleasantly surprised by the increase of I guess just a range of acting I could demonstrate within the character. There's a lot more for Hardin to do. So initially, the variety of you know, differing scenes and there's a pretty wide range of kind of genre approaches. I feel like the movie is quite, it touches on all kinds of genres and tones. So yeah, that's probably what excited me most.
Okay, so you were happy about the new script and the new movie.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I think this is a very different film to the first one in a lot of ways. It's a lot, you know, more fast-paced and lighter, and it's also, we get to get more into the relationship and the complexity of it in this one. So yeah, I think this film's just all around a different experience, and it was fun to get to do something different.
That's great. So there's a new guy in the movie played by you, Dylan Sprouse. You play Trevor. So a lot of our readers asked how was working on set with all of you together. Did you have a good time?
Well, yeah, I had a good time. I mean, I feel like if I didn't, I wouldn't. I also wouldn't tell you. But I did have a great time, and that's because it was kind of a tightly run ship by the time that I got there. You know, this was the second movie, obviously, and all of the cast and crew had worked together before. So when I made it into the scenario down in Atlanta, I found that it was kind of just a seamless transition. Everyone was already joking with each other and had known each other and worked together before, and that always makes for a pleasant work environment. So I just fit right in.
So you were welcomed very warm and...
I was very warm, yes. Atlanta is a very hot city, so I was both warm mentally and physically.
Yes, so you had a lot of fun. Who plays the most pranks on set?
We're all pretty well behaved.
Yeah, I think we're pretty, you know, profesh.
I guess we've just got to start pranking each other more, so
Yeah.
we have more interesting answers. I don't think there were too many pranks that went on.
Okay.
Not that I was involved in, luckily, but I'll start that.
One, so that next time we get asked this question, we can have like one thing to say.
So there's a love triangle in the new movie between Trevor and Hardin for you, Tessa. And I would like to ask you if you have some advice for our readers. How do you know if somebody is the right one for you?
That's a big question. That's a very big question. Gosh, and that's a lot of pressure. So I think every relationship is different. I mean, my advice, me, Josephine, is that it should be easy. Like, I think if you feel, I don't know, I think generally you know if something's right or not. So follow your heart and trust your gut is what I would say.
What was the most difficult scene for you to film in the movie?
I don't know what the most difficult scene was, but I do know that there was this scene where I was with Shane at the Christmas party and we couldn't stop laughing. We just made up, there was a stupid joke about shoes and we were in the back of the shot and we couldn't hold it together. So I think if you see the film, you might see that. And that was, so I guess that was difficult in a way because it was like, you know, you have to keep a straight face and you just can't stop giggling.
So a lot of fans asked if it's difficult to cry in front of the camera.
I think if you have a really, you know, a professional or comfortable environment and you have that ability to be vulnerable as an actor and it makes sense for the scene, like, no. But I mean, it's different for everyone, you know. I mean, some days it's just
hard for me. Brings me to tears.
I'm a tear stick guy. I can never cry. I don't know.
I've dabbled with the tear stick.
I can't. I
I
don't.
think sometimes they're harder than others for me. Like sometimes it is not. Yeah, sometimes they're harder than others. I think it depends, like Joe said.
When sometimes you just run out of water. I remember once I was really sick and I had no fluids left and I'd been crying and crying and then there was another scene. I was like, I can't.
I heard this. I heard this great piece of advice from an older actor that I worked with, who said that, like, you know, I think it's the instinct of the actor to blame themselves if you can't cry in the scene, but also the dialogue on the page has to get you there. So if, like, a lot of the times, you know, it's up to you, sure, but it's largely the responsibility of the writing as well.
I also think that if your favorite pet passes away the day before, or if you just like found out you have, you know, or you just, you know, won a raffle, I think a lot of it is what happens on the page, but then there's also elements of your own life that are going to affect it in your own headspace. And it's like the best are going to be able to do it regardless. But yeah,
I genuinely think it's like how, yeah, it's just if you're connected with the character, and if it's the writing is good, and if all these elements sort of combine, it's like, you know, then it just happened. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That was a good answer. Thank you for your time. That's it.
Thank you, Nina. Have a good one.
Thank you.